U-boot. Let's press the button.
Foxtrot. Lima. Stand by. Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot.
Billy Bob. We got an EAM coming in, fellas.
Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Stand by.
Yep, I got it. There we go.
Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Zulu. India. Golf. Mike. 7. Mike. Foxtrot. Quebec. 2. Papa. 2. 4. Quebec. Delta. Bravo. Romeo. 6. Kilo. Kilo. 4. Quebec. Oscar. X-ray.
Where is everyone?
I say again. Tango. Mike.
Can you still hear me, Jeremy?
We got an EAM coming in, fellas.
Okay.
Foxtrot. Lima. Zulu. India. Golf. Mike. 7. Mike. Foxtrot. Quebec. 2. Papa. 2. 4.
Can you get another cup of coffee? You right back.
Delta. Bravo. Romeo. 6. Kilo. Kilo. 4. Quebec. Oscar. X-ray. Papa. This is Billy Bob. Out.
Yep, there's Billy Bob with an EAM. Now, folks, after all this news that came out about the aircraft carrier in the Middle East, all of a sudden, the U.S. is now sending the USS George Washington to the Middle East to replace the USS Abraham Lincoln. Another EAM.
Billy Bob. Billy Bob. Break. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Message follows. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo. Tango. Hotel. Charlie. Whiskey. Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo. Zulu. Hotel. Charlie. Mike. 6. Quebec. Zulu. Whiskey. I say again. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo.
Again, back.
Charlie, Victor, Kilo, 4, Juliet, Romeo, Zulu, Hotel, Charlie, Mike, 6, Quebec, Zulu, Whiskey, Baba, this is Billy Bob, out.
2 EAMs as soon as we go live. Interesting.
Anything interesting in them?
No, because common EAM. Well, Twitter, have you not been sharing anything that I have shared? There you go. Russia has threatened Japan with consequences if they were to ever make a move on the disputed territory in the Kuril Islands, a move which has caused Japan to summon the Russian ambassador. Dmitry Medvedev is drunk again, and he's out making threats against Japan. We've got severe flooding across China again. There's a new congressional report out. Americans has lost $219 billion in 2025 due to rising prices and tariffs. Can anybody tell me how much Trump has made? Anybody?
Yeah, I have a story on that. Let me look at it.
He has made $2.2 billion during his second term, mostly by insider trading. Yemen has sent 2 drones into Saudi Arabia and has hit the Ramco oil refinery in Jazan, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, on that thing you just said, the Democrats are demanding Trump reveal stock managers and explain suspicious trades.
Mm-hmm. The Greenland Department of Business and Minerals has halted the attempt of oil drilling by the U.S. company Greenland Energy. They have landed drilling equipment in East Greenland without all of the proper permits. Their drilling license will expire in 2028. So the U.S. company Greenland Energy has tried to sneak drilling equipment into East Greenland to drill oil, but they didn't have the proper permits. The original permit, which was obtained in 2015 by the Danish company White Flame Energy, and is therefore still valid. In 2021, the Greenland government stopped issuing new oil and gas drilling licenses for environmental reasons. The Danish company was bought in 2024 by a British company, who was later partnered with a Texas-based company, Greenland Energy. Very interesting. So far, Apple has got back $2.2 billion in tariffs. Nike has got back $9.86 million. FedEx has got back $800 million. Amazon $640 million. General Motors $500 million. And all while The tariffs are costing Americans $2,500 plus more a year.
Hmm.
Romanian airspace. Now, this is a big one here. Romanian airspace has been violated 3 times within the last 24 hours. Can anybody tell me what with?
I assume drones.
Yep, Russian drones. And it's caused NATO to scramble jets every
They
time.
didn't hit, though, did they?
No.
Okay. Things are looking pretty bad on the USS Abraham Lincoln. There's
Yes.
rotten meat, no milk, and no hygiene products.
The USS George Bush has been deployed to relieve the Abraham Lincoln.
There were sailors and Marines, the story was anyway. I don't know if it's
Trying to jump
true.
off. Yep.
Yeah, they tried to jump off and
Uh,
they said there was lots of mental issues.
why have we kept this aircraft carrier deployed for 9 months? Why? When we've got other carriers that we could have sent over there and relieved this carrier. You've got to rotate these things. We done the same thing with the other aircraft. I can't remember which one it is, and now it's in dock for extended repairs. It's going to take 9 months plus because they ran the thing down so bad that they're having to go through and remodel it. Basically, you've got to rotate this stuff. You can't leave this
Families
stuff
of
out like
crewmen are getting
this.
pissed too.
Yeah. You can't do what is being done. This is ridiculous.
And officials look like they're demanding investigations because of the
Yep.
families' complaints.
Yep. This is ridiculous.
There's
Look,
been 2 incidents of personnel attempting to jump overboard.
I've heard more of them too.
Wow.
But anyway, preparing for a possible attack, the Baltic states are rapidly fortifying their borders with Russia and Belarus. Now, folks, it's too late. Lithuania is preparing to dig defensive ditches about 20 meters wide along the border, reaching up to 150 meters wide in some areas. Around 50 million euros is expected to be spent on the project. Wetlands will be restored to make it harder for Russian heavy equipment to pass through, while more stockpiles of anti-tank obstacles, dragon teeth, and barbed wire will be created. Well, they're about a year too late on this stuff. It's too late.
Also, battlefield drills show the Pentagon hasn't fully learned their lessons from the Russian war so far.
Yep.
U.S. and Ukrainian forces went head to head in an exercise, and Ukraine's drones blew them out of the water.
Yep. They've done this twice now, folks. Actually, more than twice. One time they took out a whole base over there in, I think, Germany. Ukrainians did in a mock-up attack.
The one I'm looking at now said it occurred at Fort Hood in Texas.
Yep.
Exercise Combined Resolve.
Yep. And we're doing the same thing that we have been taught multiple times you cannot do right now with our aircraft in Israel.
Yeah, put them all together.
They're putting them all together. Target. Yeah. Nobody is learning anything.
I assume the same thing's happening in Jordan too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happening all over the Middle East. I'm sure. Also, we'll be pulling all
over there now.
We will be pulling all of our forces from Iraq by September
Right. Yep. I was just going to say that.
because our bases are so destroyed over there that they're not operable now.
And nobody really seems to know the real number of troops that we have stationed over in the Middle East. The number I've seen bantered about is around 60,000, but I think it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I think there is too. It's too much equipment over there.
Yeah. I mean, with all that stuff we've seen going over there, it just has to be more.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, maybe you can shed some insight on this, Germax. You know, if we have a lot of resources positioned across the Middle East, I wonder if that would give us any advantages as far as quick responses
No,
in the Baltics.
no. Takes too long to move this stuff. Russia will have overrun the gap within hours.
Right, but what I'm saying is the Baltics within range of the stuff in the Middle East?
It's too far. Too far. Too far. Time it gets up there, too late. You won't be able to move the stuff in because there'll be too many Russian drones flying everywhere. You know, Russia's done stockpiled 6,500 Shahed drones. It's some big ones. 6,500 of them.
And how many thousands upon thousands of the small ones do they have too?
Tried tens of thousands.
Yep, yep.
If not hundreds of thousands of the small ones they've got stockpiled. And Russia gets called on the BRICS, all the BRICS countries to begin joint drone development and production.
Hi, Cindy. Good to see you.
Joint drone development and production.
Hi, Collipop. Gus Starkian.
U.S. Intel is saying this could happen within the next 2 weeks. And that was a couple days ago.
Rosie. Ducks, Rosie. Ball, good to see you.
I think it'll be within the next 4 months. I think 2 weeks is a little bit too soon. You got anything there, Charlie?
There seems to be a mysterious illness that's killing elephants in, let's see, where is it? In Kenya. Distressed vets administered glucose injections. The only option given that caused the ailment and what's causing it remains unknown. It's especially striking 10, 11, 12-year-old males, elephants. So they're starting to die and they don't know why.
A drone has attacked a train in Odessa. There is reports of unalives, including train drivers. Well, something very interesting here. Well, I'm going to let my reading application read this one out for you all. Also, as you can see on screen right here, there has been a Danish mechanized platoon that has been diverted to Latvia. That's big news. Big news. That's what was on that ship that we was talking about, the Ark, that they had to go in and clear everything, all the waters with P-8s and other aircraft before they would let it disembark, and it was shadowed by a bunch of warships. Um, Also, Russia has moved a bunch more ships into the Baltic area. It does look like that this is imminent now. They are covering
Hi, Matt.
all of their radars, installations, etc., in Kaliningrad with anti drone nets. Um, what we are looking for now is field hospitals and red juice supplies to be moved around. You got to have that cranberry juice. Um, so be on the lookout for news of that. So what I'm going to do here is pull this tab up. We're going to go over here and let my little helper, because we have a ammunition plant in Italy that has miraculously exploded. And I'm going to go ahead and say that go out on a limb here. This is my input, my 2 cents on this. That this was sabotage by you know who. There's too much of this going on. Too much of this going on. We've got an explosion Wednesday also at a refinery and fuel terminal operated by Gunvar Energy near the port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So here we go with this. Now listen to this carefully.
Breaking. Explosions and a fire have hit a munitions plant in Colleferro, Italy, around 50 kilometers southeast of Rome. The incident occurred at the former Simil Difesa facility, now operated by KNDS Ammo Italy, which produces medium and large caliber ammunition for land and naval forces, as well as solid propellants for aerospace applications. The explosion reportedly occurred in the powder pressing department. Emergency crews are at the scene. No injuries have been reported so far, and the blast was reportedly limited to one area of the facility. KNDS is a major European defense company producing armored vehicles, artillery systems and ammunition for military forces across Europe and NATO. KNDS also has a subsidiary in Kyiv, KNDS Ukraine LLC, established in 2024 to support cooperation with Ukraine's government and defense industry, including plans for joint production of 155mm artillery ammunition in Ukraine.
Well, there you have it. Very, very interesting. That this stuff just keeps happening under mysterious circumstances. You got anything else? Charlie, your microphone is muted, maybe.
Yeah, I got it now. Let's see. Rural Texas conservatives love free markets, but not when it comes to the data centers. A preference for small government has faded as Republican voters presses really hard against leaders to block all these massive projects. So to me, it's a big, I won't say a mystery, but it's a big question still in my mind. Exactly what all of these massive data centers are going to be really used for.
And you know what they're going to be really used for? They're going to be used to track us and
Individually,
yep,
every person.
and monitor our every move, and to be able to maintain all of our information about our social credit scores.
Yep.
Which mine will be 0 because of what we do here.
And then couple that with this EBDC coming, they'll
Yep.
be able to control how and
Yep.
what you spend your money on.
Yeah, I've got about another 21 quarts of beans to pick up the next 2 days here. Oh, I'm afraid this big shelf I've got over my head's going to fall on me. I've got about 450 pounds of stuff on it, 500 pounds. U.S. and Japan have advanced plans for the world's deepest undersea mine to break China's rare earth monopoly. Well, folks, this makes no sense. It's near Manitoshiba, or however you pronounce that. It's an island. Can anybody tell me where this island is located?
I don't see it on the screen.
It's in the Atoll Islands. Hang on a minute, I'll pull this up a minute. Now, if we was trying to why are you doing this to me? I shared that. I just shared it. Twitter is really messing with me today. It won't load nothing. I'll share something and I have to go back and let me go to my bookmarks. I went and bookmarked it. Where is that? Is it in their list? Well, what have I done with the bookmark thing? Oh my goodness. Why will you not pull up for me? You see what it's doing to me, don't you, on screen? Now, I have shared this. Repost. And it's not doing anything.
Is there a problem with X?
I don't know what the deal is with it. Hang on a
Look at
minute, I
those
got somebody at
X.
the door.
While you're figuring that out, AI is taking over Congress. Chatbots are doing the work of Congress with very little oversight. From writing speeches to sorting out constituents' mail, AI is spreading through Congress so fast, and the rules governing its use are non existent.
Charlie, I gotta run brother-in-law to work right fast. I guess got
You have
this
what?
dumped on me. I gotta run brother-in-law to work right fast. I guess
Okay.
got this dumped on me, so be right back.
All right. Yeah, folks, AI is taking over Congress. They're all the representatives and senators and their staff is using AI like crazy, not just for speech writing, but to answer constituents' letters, and to sort the letters and file them and prioritize them. And that makes, I don't know about you guys, but that makes me very, very nervous when AI is taking over Congress like this so fast and no guardrails. What do you guys say? Of course, we knew it was coming. Yep, heebie-jeebies. That's what it gives me too, Rosie. And you know me, folks. You know where my mind goes with all of this AI business, coupled with the data centers, coupled with the CBDC. You know me as a Christian. You know where my mind goes. I'm sorry, it just is. It's being built right in front of our faces. Hey, RetroSpark. Let's see what else I got here. Um, a new study has shown that 10 minutes of drawing, just pencil and paper and drawing, just 10 minutes can help reset your whole nervous system. Experts break down the science behind why putting pencil to paper can have a very calming effect. Instead of doing it digitally, like on a keyboard or something like that, just taking a plain old pencil and paper and drawing or writing has a very, very calming effect on the brain. That's good for me because I grew up, in my career, I did everything with pencil and eraser, had a giant eraser. And whenever I wrote papers and articles and that sort of thing and grants, I wrote it all out longhand in pencil and then gave it to the secretaries to type up and all the editing and everything. So I'm old school when it comes to writing stuff. I just can't seem to be able to compose things with a keyboard. I think my keyboard typing gets ahead of where my brain is thinking, and I get kind of confused. So I just got used to writing everything down just with a plain old pencil. Let's see what else I got here. A new study shows that just simply taking the stairs instead of the elevator cuts risk of early death by 25%. It's kind of hard for older folks like me, though. You know, getting up and down stairs can be kind of challenging sometimes. Especially when you have to use a cane and you get the cane all caught up, you know, in the stairs and on the rails and things. Let's see what else I got here. How are y'all doing today? Anything exciting happening in you guys' lives? I know Christy's been moving. Prayers goes out for Christy to help her in her move, especially with her broken toe. That's got to be painful. Cindy with you. I see your comment about a geophysicist who predicted Columbia's 7.4 earthquake and warned that California could be next. That geophysicist isn't Stefan Burns, is it, Cindy? I kind of take a lot of stuff that Stefan Burns says with a grain of salt. Sometimes he's okay, but I found a lot of things he says are kind of hyped. Here's the new study that shows that organisms living inside psychopaths' brains could be driving their mad behavior. To our knowledge, this is the first study to explore this association. Let's see, as detailed in a yet to be peer-reviewed study. That's a key there. Yet to be peer-reviewed. A team of researchers led by University of Porto Biomedical Science, Carolina, Costa, say they found the first ever evidence of how the microbiome could influence traits linked to psychopathy. So they're trying to blame people that have, like, psychopathic tendencies. They're saying it could be related to the microbiome inside your body, especially, I guess, in the intestines. There's a lot of things that are linking up to the microbiome in your intestines lately. So it looks like maybe they're beginning to find evidence that your
It's 2 o'clock.
psychology and especially bad psychology may be related to the balance of your microbiome. I know, Christy Martin, AI is taking over everything. It is just getting so difficult anymore. AI has gotten so good at reproducing the movements of the body and the mouth and the facial expressions and the speech that it's getting more and more difficult to determine what's real and what's not real anymore. And that's why I was talking about AI taking over Congress. And it's this election, I predict it's going to be just inundated with all kinds of AI stuff. And especially the elderly who are not very familiar with just how sophisticated AI is. I think that the elderly voters are going to be in serious trouble about discerning what's real and not real in this election. How are you today, Mr. Ducks? While Duramax is out on the phone call, I would like to make an announcement to you guys. Southern Ducks and I are working on a project together. Probably in the next week or 2 weeks, we are going to go live with a separate gospel YouTube channel. And we're going to ask Duramax if he will still stream it live on his channel every Sunday at 5. But we're working on it really hard and trying to get it ready to go live. And the goal is we're going to run it just like a brick and mortar church with the church bulletin and everything. We're going to encourage live participation in the live chat. It's going to have an associated Discord. And we're going to encourage live participation every Sunday. We're thinking especially about older folks who are stuck at home, people in nursing homes, people in convalescent centers and that sort of thing that want to go to church but just can't. And hopefully we'll be able to provide some of these folks and anyone who wants to join us who just doesn't have a local church that they like going to. hopefully we can provide a means for them to feel like that they have been in church corporately and get that church fellowship feeling. So Dux and I have been working on this. So far, the name we've come up with is Stones of Fire Fellowship Church. I don't know, maybe you guys can chime in chat and let us know what you think of that name. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know we're going to have a church bulletin with appropriate scriptures and title of the sermon, etc., news announcements, and prayer requests and that sort of thing. It'll be published on Saturday before the sermon on Sunday, so you can get your Bibles ready if you have them. But we're going to try to run it just like a regular brick and mortar church, with periodically having communion and all of that, the whole 9 yards. And all of our songs will have lyrics. We would like to see people singing in their hospital beds, worshiping together, just like you would in church. So just wanted to make that announcement. It's coming up it'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Thanks, Retro. So you like the name. Okay. Thank you, Rosie. We'll keep you guys posted as it goes along. I'm not giving up on Sunday sermons here on Duramax's channel on Sundays at 5. But what I'd like to do is just, instead of having it wholly integrated into Duramax's stream, what I'd ask him to do is just to broadcast the live stream that we'll be doing on Sunday at 5 p.m. So if you want to watch the stream directly on the Stones of Fire channel, you can, or hopefully you can watch it still here on Duramax's channels. Yeah, Retro Spark, that Stones of Fire name just popped in my head one day, and it's a reference to Ezekiel 28 about the mountain of God. Anyway, so we'll keep you guys posted as it moves along and let you know when we get ready to do our first live. Please remember us in prayer, folks, guys, for this project. Our goal is just to plant the seeds and let the Holy Spirit take it wherever He wants it to go. Let's see what else I got here. White House female exodus as Carolyn Leavitt becomes the latest high-ranking woman to quit. To date, all 5 officials who have left Trump's second-term cabinet, whether through firing or resignation, have been women. And rumor has it that there's more to come. Isn't that interesting? All women so far. I don't know what you guys think about that. Grestarkian, you said you missed the live stream. Which live stream are you talking about? He says, unclean spirits on all my executives are infected. I hear you there, buddy. So what live stream are you say you're missing there, Gus Starkian?
I'm back. What have y'all been talking about?
Oh, I was just announcing making an announcement to the folks about a new project that Dux and I are working on.
Oh.
About a new channel that we're going to start up, a new gospel channel for preaching. And we would like for you, it's going to be a few weeks before we get it to go live, but what we'd like is, I still want to do the Sunday sermons here for you too, but what I'd like for you to do, if you could, is live stream it on your channel when we do it.
Can't do that
You can't?
because of they will hit me for reuse of somebody else's content.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't live stream someone else's YouTube channel?
Nope.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, well then we'll do it twice. We'll when it goes live, we'll do
Probably do
the
it on.
live one
I
at
could
one
stream it
time.
over on Rumble.
Okay, but as far as YouTube goes,
Nope.
we'll just do a separate one on do a separate Sunday sermon for you special on your YouTube platform. I
Okay.
think a lot of people like to come to the Sunday sermons, so we'd like to keep doing it on your channel too.
I don't know what the deal is with X, but it's not showing any payment I'm sharing. I've been here fiddling with it. Okay, here is what I was talking about. This is the U.S. and Japan's plans for the world's deepest undersea mine to break China's rare earth monopoly. There's one problem with this. One slight problem. Can anybody tell me where this island on screen right now is located at? It's Mamatoshima Island. Mamatoshima Island. Well, it's in the Pacific. Well, folks, look where this island is located. I really want to know what the thought process of these people is. I really want to know what the thought process of these people are. Okay, here's the island. Look where it's at. What's over here? What's within range of this island? China. It's in, I guess, what they call the second island chain. And what would happen if we go to war with China? What are they going to do? Charlie?
If we go to war with China, and that's a Chinese island,
Oh,
is it?
it's not a Chinese island, but look how
I
close it
mean,
is over here.
oh,
And
it's
what
close to
what we're
Japan and Taiwan and
well, look,
Philippines.
what we were planning on doing with it. We were planning on creating the world's deepest undersea mine to break China's rare earth monopoly. Hang on a minute, we're getting a EAM. Let this play out a minute.
Billy Bob. Break. Bingo. Mike. Oscar. India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Message follow. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo. Tango. Hotel. Charlie. Whiskey. Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo. Zulu. 6 Kilo Tango Hotel Charlie Whiskey Charlie Victor Kilo 4 Juliet Romeo Zulu Hotel Charlie Mike 6 Quebec Zulu Whiskey Golf Papa. This is Billy Bob. More to follow. Stand by. Tango Mike X-ray Golf Foxtrot Lima. Stand by. Tango Mike X-ray Golf Foxtrot Lima. Stand by. Tango Mike X-ray Golf Foxtrot Lima. Stand by. Message follows. Tango Mike X-ray Golf Foxtrot Lima Zulu India Golf Mike 7 Mike Foxtrot Quebec 2 Papa 2 4 Quebec Delta Bravo Romeo 6 Kilo Kilo 4 Quebec Oscar X-ray Papa. I say again. Tango Mike X-ray Golf Foxtrot Lima Zulu India Golf Mike 7 Mike Foxtrot Quebec 2 Papa 2 4 Quebec Delta Bravo Romeo 6 Kilo Kilo 4 Quebec Oscar X-ray Papa. This is Billy Bob out.
On the 24/7 live stream there, we've got to be able to keep more than about 10 people over here to be able to do that. And right now, we're unable to do that. I've tried it already, and we get down to 1 or 2 people watching, and it will destroy our reach of the channel. So, as of now, that is not going to happen. We've got to keep between an 8 and 16 minute average viewer duration over here on my U-boobs before we can start letting this run. Right now, we've got almost an 8-minute viewer duration. But if we let this run, it will come down to a 2 to 3 minutes. So, that's your answer so far. AKA, not telling you, but leave it up. Alright, back to what I was trying to talk about here before we got... That's the first thing China's going to do. This will be a giant target, should I say. All these islands out here will be. Not to mention that this island's in the middle of nowhere, with no industrial base, no port.
Is that a natural island?
Yeah. No port to speak of to load these rare earth minerals. Not to mention that these things are 6 kilometers deep. 6 kilometers deep. It's not doable. What this is going to be turned into, this will become a big money laundering project. It's going to cost billions to do anything with this out here. It's just going to become a endless money pit. Now, what would be the smart thing is to go after all these that's in the Appalachians over here. There's a area over here in the Appalachians. They found so much of this stuff. Let's go and mine it out.
I'm all for going back to clean coal.
Well, I'm talking about rare earths.
Oh, okay. But as
These,
far as energy goes, man,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
we
yeah.
should.
Well, they're talking. But this is to reduce our reliance on China's rare earth
Oh, gotcha.
minerals.
Yeah.
But this big thing over here on this island, it's not even feasible. It's too deep to begin with. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's no
And then
port
how are
to
they going
load
to
this
protect
stuff.
it?
Exactly. I mean, are they planning on actually building a processing plant? I mean, there's no port. It's real shallow around this island, as you can see in satellite pictures. How shallow that is.
Who actually owns it?
The U.S.
The
It's an
U.S. owns the island?
uninhabited coral atoll that was home
Oh,
to a
okay.
critical U.S. airfield during World War II.
Okay, gotcha.
It's Japanese Tokyo. It's Japanese territory.
So it's administered by Japan.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
mean, as you can see on screen there, it's still got the airfield, and it looks somewhat used. It looks like we're still using it. There's, as you can see, there's some movement. There's some trucks and stuff. And this runway looks like it's kept up. The grass looks to be cut around it. I mean, there's some vehicles here. I mean, this stuff looks used.
I wonder how
It's
long
not
the runway is
abandoned.
because that might
Well,
limit
it's
big airplanes.
it's big. Do I have a
If it was
way
constructed
to?
in World War II, if they were flying B-29s and that sort of thing in there, it would be a pretty good size runway.
Do I have a way? Measure distance. Here we go. We want to
Yeah.
measure
About
there.
4 or 5,000 feet, 6,000 foot runway would
There.
be perfect.
It's a 4,500, 4,600 feet runway.
Yep, that'd be good. That's good enough for B-2s and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be putting that stuff over here. I
No,
mean,
no, but
it's
I'm
a
just
sitting
saying,
duck.
for big planes, if you
Yeah,
like the C-5s.
yeah. I mean, this is the only little port thing here, and look how shallow, folks. I mean, you're not going to. You'd have to dredge this out, build a big port infrastructure, and the island's just not big enough to handle that type of infrastructure anyway. This island
And not to
is
mention,
only
not not
is
to mention that it's highly, highly vulnerable to tropical storms
yeah,
and
and
hurricanes.
Chinese attack. This island's only 1.13 miles by 4,600 feet.
Hmm.
It's actually a
It was
mile.
it was
It's a mile by 5,000 feet basically. So it's tiny, 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 tiny little
so it
outfit.
was used during the island hopping
Yeah,
campaigns.
World
And
War II. Yeah.
is that technically in the Coral Sea?
It's in Pacific out here. Now you can see where it's at right there. My mouse. Right here, where my mouse is at on screen.
Yeah, maybe the Marianas chain or
I
something
mean,
like that.
here's this chain here. It's out in here between. This is the chain Marianas. It's between the Marianas and Wake Island, basically out in there.
Hmm. Right.
But it's not all that far. Let's see here. Measure distance from there. Measure distance from there.
I
Well,
mean, it won't even take a hurricane. I mean, just a plain old tropical storm would inundate that atoll.
I mean, you're only looking at about 18. You're about 1,800 miles from Xinjiang, China. I mean, that's doable.
Well within this in
Yeah,
distance.
yeah, yeah.
Hey Matt, when you said that new type of uranium
I
that
mean,
China is
they can
trying to
hit
get, what are you talking about?
they can hit the Marshall Islands easy, which is 3,300 miles.
What type of new uranium is that, Matt Phillips or Matt Thomas?
Yep, Cran. Yep, a very good community that got separated by YouTube for no reason whatsoever. They done that on purpose to break our little tight knitted community up because they don't like people that get along. But yeah, and also these reserve deposits are 6 kilometers deep underwater. I mean, how are you even going to access that? Interest. Looking for a new type of uranium China is getting.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, Matt? It's a mineral, he says. It's stronger but non-radioactive. Is that what you're saying, Matt?
They're just
Uh,
doing this to break the Chinese dominance. They're trying to. Both nations are pursuing a closely looped supply chain to neutralize China's market leverage. They're just looking. They're trying to do rare earth. These are magnets, rare earth magnets that they're going for out
hmm
here.
hmm
Which we've got.
U.S. is really hurting, I think, in terms of rare earth minerals and availability. China is very dominant in having access to rare earth minerals,
Yeah,
especially for those high output magnets like neodymium magnets.
I mean we've got huge deposits of this stuff.
We do?
They found a
China does.
huge
China
no,
does.
they found a huge one somewhere in the U.S. here. It's in metal magnet. They've got a rare earth deposit of it in Sierra Blanca, Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hmm.
And why is my computer lagging? I thought they found a big one over here in the Appalachians. Uh, The Basin contains 2 billion tons network of above ground rare earth barren materials spanning over 150 tested sites from Alabama to Pennsylvania. Um,
Hey, Matt, and folks, I'll just read to you what AI says about that supposedly new type of uranium you're talking about. Oh, I just had it. Let me get to it. It says China is not seeking a new type of element, but rather is breeding uranium 233 from thorium 232 inside an experimental molten salt nuclear reactor in the Gobi Desert. It process converts abundant thorium into fissile uranium to fuel next generation clean energy reactors. Interesting.
yeah, but Appalachia Basin features 2 billion ton. We got EAM.
This is Billy Bob. Billy Bob. Break. Tango.
But there is a high concentration of critical magnet metals, neodymium, diospinium, palladium, and terbium are embedded in legacy coal ash ponds.
Tango. Mike. Oscar.
Yeah, those rare earth magnets like neodymium,
Tango.
you can't make it. It has to be mined. It has
Yep.
to be natural. Those really strong magnets. You guys have seen them. You can get hurt by them if you're not careful. Those things are so strong. If you get your finger in between two of them together, man, it'll
Yep.
just squash your finger.
Message follows. Tango. Mike.
But as we said before, they're used in high output drone motors.
It can be extracted from wastewater or mining byproduct rather than standard mines. Companies like Realloys have locked down rights to secure up 30% of raw feedstock with Appalachian sites. Basically, what they can do is they can just filter the water and get it.
Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo.
And how many billions of dollars are we going to have to invest in that place?
Yep.
Mike. 6. Quebec. Zulu.
Speaking of billions of dollars,
Let's
I
let
just
this
read a
EAM
story
run a minute,
yesterday.
Charlie.
Okay.
I say again.
Just so you guys know, when
Let's let this
the
EAM
EAM
run a
comes in, I
minute,
can't
Charlie.
hear it.
Mike.
Please.
Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo. Tango. Hotel. Charlie. Whiskey. Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo. Zulu. Hotel. Charlie. Mike. 6. Quebec. Zulu. Whiskey. Golf. Papa. This is Billy Bob. More to follow.
More to follow. Stand by. Butt in here before. Well, he's back.
Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Standby. Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Standby. Tango. Lima, stand by. Message follows. Tango, Mike, X-ray, Golf, Foxtrot, Lima, Zulu, India, Golf, Mike, 7, Mike, Foxtrot, Quebec, 2, Papa, 2, 4, Quebec, Delta, Bravo, Romeo, 6, Kilo, Kilo, 4, Quebec, Oscar, X-ray, Papa, I say again. Tango, Mike, X-ray, Golf, Foxtrot, Lima, Zulu, India, Golf, Mike, 7, Mike, Foxtrot, Quebec, 2, Papa, 2, 4, Quebec, Delta, Bravo, Romeo, 6, Kilo, Kilo, 4, Quebec, Oscar, X-ray, Papa, this is Billy Bob, out.
Okay. But with all this over here in my mainland, why are we doing this over here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Makes no sense, folks. This over here in the Pacific Ocean could be cut off just like that in the event of a war with China. It's stupid. Straight up stupid. Even Kentucky here has huge deposits. Kentucky's primary rare earth element is deposits are heavily concentrated within its coal infrastructure, specifically located within a massive fire clay coal seam in eastern Kentucky. Surveys identify this specific region as one of the premier domestic sources of critical magnet metals in the United States due to an ancient geological anomaly. In Hazard, Kentucky, over here at Hazard number 4.
That's pretty funny, Rosie.
The U.S. Department of Energy has extracted high-grade rare earth straight from original coal byproducts. But high valid concentrations of coal directly below the ash layer measures a exceptional 1,965 to over 4,000 parts per million on coal ash basis. It's a layer of volcanic ash. The fire's clay seam contains an embedded layer of ancient volcanic ash. And I'm going to say that volcanic ash is from the eruption in Yellowstone. Just a little of my 2 cents there. But anyway. But this
I
is
hope they were just joking, Rosie.
this is just
I can't
straight
believe
up
they'd be that stupid.
straight up stupid about over here at the islands in the Pacific. Straight up stupid.
Yeah, did you see what Rosie said? She said that that General Milley and Representative Johnson said that island could tip over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there was somebody that was going on about something like that. One of our senators was worried about an island tipping over. You remember that? No, I'm being serious.
Oh gosh, man. I
Um,
can't believe they're that stupid.
U.S. island tipping over. March 2010, U.S. Representative Hank Johnson expressed little concern during a House Armed Service Committee of hearing that a planned military buildup would add so many people to the island of Guam that it would tip over and capsize. Admiral Robert Willard calmly replied back and said they did not anticipate that. Um, The statement, while questioning Admiral Willard's about shifting thousands of Marines to the small Pacific territory, Johnston said, "My fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize."
That's just insane, man.
But there was another one here not long ago.
I mean, did these guys not learn anything in high school about what an island is? Now, if it was a man-made island, I could maybe understand it, but not a natural island. Sorry, that's my wife's phone. Hang on a second. Where is your phone? Sorry about that. That was Miss P's phone. That's her crazy ringtone. Her ringtone is a song from Phantom of the Opera, one of her favorite movies. Yeah, exactly, CC Bradshaw. Yeah, everyone run to the other side when the plane's landing. Although there have been planes that have crashed because the cargo in it wasn't strapped down right and it all moved the center of gravity and caused the plane to crash. That has happened.
If anybody's got the coffee club link, if somebody would post that, I would appreciate it. Over here on my YouTube and the Rumbles, we could really use a few coffee, folks.
I don't have the link handy. Do you, Ducks?
We could really use a few coffees from you all. And also, if you want to become a member and get access to our Discord, we do roundtables every Wednesday and every Wednesday and Saturday.
I don't know what's going on with my YouTube in your channel here. It won't stay live.
Yeah, it's just you, boob, messing with stuff, Charlie. Typical, typical, typical.
Trump has ordered Besset to cripple Iran's economy. Reluctant to resume an all-out offensive, U.S. president is turning to his Treasury Secretary to bring the regime back on its heels. Trump has been unsuccessful in almost every move he has made to bring the war with Iran to a close. A sustained bombing campaign didn't work. Neither did threats to wipe out Tehran's entire civilization or its energy infrastructure. U.S. president seems to be stuck, leading Republicans in the midterms weighed down by the Middle Eastern conflict, despite campaigning to end all foreign wars. So
Heg,
Trump has settled on a fresh strategy of economic pressure in the hopes of loosening Iran's grip on the straits.
Hegstaff.
Mr. President,
Oh,
Treasury Secretary, and the wait had said he had the wait and see approach, which give harsh sanctions and U.S. naval blockade to the Iranian ports, time to inflict economic harm and cripple the regime. They don't
Hegstaff.
care about their people. Crippling a regime ain't going to hurt them. All they care about is their worldview, as we've talked about many times. They don't care about their people.
Hegstaff has came out and said to Newsmax reports of deteriorating conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln are completely misrepresentative. Misrepresentative. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So why are people trying to jump overboard then?
Yeah. It's just blowing smoke.
Unless, the reports of people trying to jump overboard are not founded. I don't know if I have not been able to verify that story or not. Have you?
There's too much other stuff from the families, and there's major issues. Showers are molded. There's pictures of that going around. It's just a bunch of other stuff. There's no soap. I mean, it's just for 9 months deployed alone, folks.
Yeah, that can
It's
really work.
ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but the
Nine
deck
months.
on an aircraft carrier is one of the most dangerous
Yep.
places on Earth,
Nine
and
months
you have
with
to be
two
on your
days
toes.
off, working 9 to 12 hours a day. It's it,
Yeah,
it's
as I
not
was saying,
feasible.
it's very dangerous, and you have to be super focused when you're working on that
Yep.
aircraft carrier, or you'll get unalived really fast. You have to have
Yep.
your focus really, really tuned in, and that can really grate on uh, your mental state. I'm going to get rid of that dang phone. I'll be right back.
But there's no call for this ship to have been deployed for 9 months whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Wow. Russia has ordered the assassination of an American citizen in Warsaw, Poland, but the plot was stopped by the Polish security services, who arrested the Russian suspect today. Tusk, the Prime Minister of Poland, has called this the first attempt to assassinate an American citizen on NATO territory on direct Russian orders, presumably since the Cold War. Hmm. So, Poland has just stopped and arrested the people behind a plot to assassinate an American citizen in Warsaw, Poland. By Russia. That's major news. Major, major, major news. And also remember, folks, like this comment underneath this post says, the only reason to carry out such an operation would be if they was planned extractable assault operations in nearby or the same region as this one of many train preparation operations to prevent immediate NATO responses and paralyzing decision-making centers. Russia is fixing to attack the Baltics. They're trying to cover up and stall NATO by doing all this stuff with these missiles and drones and assassination attempts now. So NATO's looking over here, and they're doing something else over here. You see where I'm going with this?
Oh yeah.
So now we've got a plot that has been stopped by Poland, and a Russian suspect has been arrested in the attempt of an assassination on an American citizen on NATO territory on direct Russian orders. Wow. That's major news. That should be major headlines on every news station right now. But it's not going to be. This is probably one of the only places you're going to hear this. And I will get some, after we end the U-Boob here in a little bit, I will get some Polish news going over on the Rumbles. Wow. The Turkish foreign minister has stated that if Israel continues to stall the second phase of the Gaza agreements, Turkey may be forced to take radical steps against Israel.
So, have you heard anything lately about this story about Israel going to go it alone without the U.S.'s help?
And it kind of looks like they're going to. They're getting ready. CENTCOM Commander Brad Cooper told Israel officials he is pushing for renewed strikes inside Iran and believes a resumption of the war could shift Tehran's position in negotiations.
Thank you, Ducks, for putting that Coffee Cup Club post out there, or the link.
Okay, I'm going to let my little reader read this off to you all because this is interesting. Oh, so now the Twitters are working fine.
Putin decided to blackmail Japan at a time when China is already waging a large-scale pressure campaign against Tokyo. On August 12, aboard the cruiser Varyag, Putin accused Japan of changing its policy toward Russia, imposing sanctions, and making territorial claims. The next day, August 13, he visited Achurup-Itarofu for the first time in his 26 years in power, one of 4 islands controlled by Russia and claimed by Japan. PM Sanae Takaichi called the visit absolutely unacceptable, while Japan's FM summoned the Russian ambassador and lodged a protest. Why now? because Russia is playing along with China in this escalation. China-Japan relations deteriorated sharply after Takaichi said in November 2025 that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could, under certain circumstances, create a situation in which Japan could exercise its right to collective self-defense. Beijing demanded that the statement be retracted, and after Japan refused, stepped up diplomatic and economic pressure. In 2026, China imposed additional restrictions on exports of dual-use goods and critical materials to Japan. Russia has effectively joined China's framework for the conflict with Japan. In May 2026, Putin and Xi Jinping issued a joint statement accusing Japan of accelerated remilitarization and saying Japanese policies threatened regional peace and stability. For Moscow, this is a significant shift in focus. Instead of a separate Russian-Japanese dispute over the Kuril Islands, Russia is increasingly drawing Japan into a joint conflict with China over the U.S. alliance system and the military balance in Asia. Political coordination is already being followed by military coordination. In July, Russian and Chinese warships conducted a joint patrol lasting more than 2 weeks in East Asian waters. On July 25, the Japanese military spotted Russian and Chinese vessels south of Hokkaido. The patrol ended in Vladivostok on July 29. Days later, Russia launched large-scale Pacific Fleet exercises in the Sea of Japan, the Sea of Okhotsk, and the Pacific Ocean. On August 12, Putin personally arrived aboard the Varyag. In other words, Russia's current demonstration comes almost immediately after a joint Russian-Chinese naval operation around Japan. On August 13, the political coordination became even more apparent. On the same day Putin arrived on Itarofu, the Russian and Chinese ambassadors in Tokyo jointly spoke out against revising the outcome of World War II and expressed concern over the militarization of the region. For Russia, the argument that the outcomes of the war are inviolable directly concerns the Kuril Islands. China uses the same historical framing to accuse modern Japan of returning to militarism and to pressure it over Taiwan and its military alliance with the United States. Russia and China are thus increasing military pressure on Japan together. China is applying pressure from the southwest, around Taiwan, the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands, and the Ryukyu Islands. Russia is simultaneously becoming more active in the north, around Hokkaido and the southern Kurils. Then there is North Korea, which continues its missile launches and is cooperating ever more closely with Moscow.
Yep.
Japan's security strategy now assumes that
60,000
cooperation between Russia, China, and North Korea is becoming a security challenge in its own right. The timing is also convenient for Putin because Japan is in the midst of a rapid military rearmament. Tokyo is increasing defense spending, purchasing U.S.
The West is too late.
Tomahawk missiles, developing capabilities to strike targets on enemy territory, and deepening military integration with the United States.
Too late.
Moscow and Beijing share an interest in trying to slow this process before Japan's new capabilities are fully deployed. Moscow is effectively blackmailing Japan with the threat of further escalation, offering normal relations in exchange for concessions from Tokyo. Aboard the Varyag, Putin said Russia posed no threat to Japan, accused Tokyo of an unprovoked change in policy after 2022, and spoke positively of Shinzo Abe. Under Abe, Moscow was still willing to negotiate on the basis of the 1956 declaration, which provided for the possible transfer of Shikotan and Habamai after the conclusion of a peace treaty. Now Russia considers the territorial issue closed. is increasing military pressure near Japan, and is coordinating its anti-Japan policy with China, but leaves open the possibility of resuming cooperation if Tokyo changes course. Putin's visit to Iterofu reinforces this position. Moscow is no longer offering a territorial compromise. Instead, it is trying to pressure Japan into easing sanctions, reducing its support for Ukraine, and slowing its military alignment with the United States in exchange for reducing a threat that Russia itself is escalating.
Yep, it's all a giant plan. And Taiwan is the prize. The faster the West can see this, the better off we'll be. But it's too late.
It's 3 o'clock.
Hey, folks,
Sorry.
we've been live for an hour and 36 minutes on my U-boobs. I want to go over this one last thing, and we're going to end this for today on the U-boobs. Overnight, the Romanian radar detected 5 aerial targets near the Ukrainian border overnight, with one target entering Romanian airspace near Pardnerla, Romania. It remained inside Romanian airspace for about 10 minutes, flying along the Chelala branch of the Danube River before exiting back towards Ukraine. 2 Romanian F-16s were scrambled to monitor the situation, while authorities issued an RO alert for northern Toxila County. EAM coming in, folks. No, maybe not. No, somebody's got their mic keyed up. Here we go. Here we go. EAM.
India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. Stand by. Message follows. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo. Tango. Hotel. Charlie. Whiskey. Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo. Zulu. Hotel. Charlie. Mike. 6. Quebec. Zulu. Whiskey.
Yep, Matt, welcome to the GSM.
I say again. Tango. Mike. Oscar. 7. India. Tango. 4. Lima. 6. Kilo. Tango. Hotel. Charlie. Whiskey. Charlie. Victor. Kilo. 4. Juliet. Romeo. Zulu. Hotel. Charlie. Mike. 6.
The U.S. military has lost 45 MQ-9 Reaper drones during the war of Iran. 25% of its fleet is now gone, according to 3 U.S. officials. 45, folks.
Stand by. Message follow. Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Zulu. India. Golf. Mike. 7. Mike. Foxtrot. Quebec. 2. Papa. 2. 4. Quebec. Delta. Bravo. Romeo. 6. Kilo. Kilo. 4. Quebec. Oscar. X-ray. Papa. Amelia. Tango. Mike. X-ray. Golf. Foxtrot. Lima. Zulu. India. Golf. Mike. 7. Mike. Foxtrot. Quebec. 2. Papa. 2. 4. Quebec. Delta. Bravo. Romeo. 6. Kilo. Kilo. 4. Quebec. Oscar. X-ray. Papa. This is Billy Bob. Out.
Hey, folks, Russians are filming their panic as draft notices pop up on their cussing app. This is completely crazy, he says. This guy. Another wave of mobilization is brewing. More Russians are now filming their panic moments as draft notices appear directly on their phones. One says, "This is insane," says a bearded man in his call, visibly shaken. "I just opened the app and there it is." Skip the draft notice and you lose your driver's license, registration rights, and basically any chance of leaving the country. Now, this is going to happen to roughly 1.5 million people throughout Russia in the coming weeks to coming months. Yep, Charlie, we expected that about the Russia, China, North Korea, and Turkey alliance. It's set in stone. I mean, and the West has ignored it too long or don't see it. Now we're going to pay for it. But we expected that here on this channel. Hey, folks, with that, do we have any questions over here on the U-Boobs or Rumble? Especially the U-Boobs, because I'm fixing to end the U-Boob stream for tonight. I've got beans to go pick. Now, here, folks, is a little information about the oil markets, and they're going to manipulate the oil prices down until the SPR is completely dry. No amount of energy infrastructure supply destruction matters anymore. For every physical barrel tracked, there are 50 paper barrels ready to short the market. It's all paper. Doesn't actually exist. It's there on the computer screen, but it isn't there in real life. That little blue line on the bottom of that chart is the actual physical oil. Everything else is paper. It's all paper, folks. There are 50 paper barrels to every physical barrel of crude oil traded.
Everything is fake these days
Fake.
with AI.
No, it's not AI. It's just,
But I mean,
yeah.
AI, it's just so difficult to tell what's fake and
Yeah.
what's real
Well, this ain't
anymore.
AI here. This is just paper
Right.
contracts.
But what I'm saying, everything is fake,
Yeah.
including that.
They will just to keep assuring and assuming everything is good until it's not. The U.S. may have oil, but it doesn't have enough refining capacity. And the countries who refine the rest are in the Middle East or Russia, and they don't have enough infrastructure to move that amount to the northern Red Sea or Mediterranean to export it. Anyway, folks, I am ending the YouTube stream. I'm going to post another link to the Rumble. It is pinned in chat. You all be getting moved over there to the Rumbles. We're going to see if we can't get some Polish news going about this incident in Poland where there has been a attempted assassination of a U.S. citizen by Russia. They have got one person arrested. Also, I don't know if you heard me a minute ago, but the U.S. military has lost at least 45 MQ-9 Reaper drones during the war with Iran. Now, this is just for MQ-9s. We've lost 25% of our Reaper drone force. Now, we've lost MQs too. Not MQs, but RQs or whatever. The big surveillance drones. We've lost a bunch of them.
Someone just posted that they thought they saw a report where there'd been 1,200 service members that are unalived so far.
We can't prove that. The Russians are getting draft notices en masse on their phones. Hey, folks, I am ending the YouTube stream. Get moving over to Rumble. There is 2 links in chat. Here's another link to the Rumbles. Go ahead and start clicking on that. It's 36 of you over here on YouTubes. Get moved over there. I like to see. We should be able to see about 50 people over there. If everybody over here on YouTube moves over to Rumble. Remember, you do not have to have a Rumble account to come over and watch us. You just have to click on that link. With that, folks, I am ending the YouTube stream, and we will see you tomorrow for the news at noon. See you, bye.
See ya.
Get moved over to Rumble. The link is in chat.
See you guys. God bless y'all.
Hey.